guys, it's Vicky, and today I'm here to share with you a book haul. And you know, it was my intention to not have any more book purchases for the rest of the year, but then Book Outlet had their Black Friday sale, so I had to take advantage. So I bought some books from Book Outlet and I'm going to share them with you now. So the first book that I picked up is Gun Love by Jennifer Clement, and I totally put this book on my TBR originally because I believe it was Chris over at Chris's Bookish Cauldron. I remember him talking about this book and it just really intrigued me. Oh, my kitty cat is right here and she jumped in the Book Outlet box. So just ignore her if you hear her messing around here. It deals with a young girl who, with her mother, they jump in their car and they move to Central Florida, and they are living in their car in the parking lot of a trailer park. And it's kind of about the people that they meet within this community, but then kind of on the back burner, it deals with the whole gun issue in this country. Hence the title, I believe, Gun Love, because a lot of the people that they meet in this community are avid supporters of the Second Amendment, people that own guns for various reasons, and then something happens to kind of shake this girl's world where it kind of makes her just sort of question why people have such this like fascination, love affair, whatever you want to call it, with guns in this country. This looks really fascinating, and it's probably the one I'm the most looking forward to reading of this pile. Okay, so then the next two books are kind of, one's definitely a horror novel. The other is maybe like a horror thriller, maybe? Anyways, so the first one is The Hunger by Alma Katsu, and this is one that I've just kind of seen everywhere, and somebody recently, gosh, I can't remember who it was, but somebody recently just reviewed this book and like loved it and gave it like 5 stars and said it was amazing, and I cannot think of who it was. It's gonna drive me nuts. Anyway, so this deals with the Donner Party in the 1800s, which is like an actual thing, but I believe this is a like fictionalization horror, kind of more horror sort of take on that whole situation. So it deals with the Donner Party and how they had depleted rations, they were starving, people were disappearing, getting sick, like everything, and it kind of, people start to kind of turn against each other, and yeah. I've heard that this is an amazing horror novel, and I'm excited to read it. And then the other one I got that's kind of like a horror thriller, this one's probably more in the vein of You by Caroline Kepnes, is Perfect Days by Rafael Montes. This deals with a guy who, he is, you know, a loner, lives with his mother, and he one day kidnaps this woman because he's intrigued by her, I guess. He kidnaps her and takes her across the country and ends up in Brazil. And it's just kind of that, it's like you're just kind of traveling with this psychopath and this woman that he's kidnapped. So I remember Julie from A Girl in the Book is the one who turned me onto this book. So I tend to trust her opinion, and I remember her liking it. So yeah. And I loved, if it's anything like You by Caroline Kepnes, I'm sure I will enjoy it because I really loved that book too. And next up is probably the cutest little book I've ever seen in my life. When I pulled it out of the box, I just laughed because it's just so cute. Look at this little thing. This book is Fox 8 by George Saunders. So to give you a comparison, like this is how little it is, and it's just so cute. I can't get over it. But anyways, I totally picked this up. This is a short story that I picked up because I just finished reading George Saunders' short story collection, 10th of December, and really liked it. And so I wanted to read more of his stuff. So this one was on Book Outlet, and it sounded really interesting. It is told from the perspective of a fox who is kind of the dreamer of his, what is it? It's not a tribe, is it? of his pack. There you go, that's the proper word. And his pack is, they're kind of in trouble because this new shopping mall is going up where that's going to be like blocking off their food supply, and he's you know, trying to save his pack. And I've heard that just like the way the book is written, the kind of voice that George Saunders gives to this fox is just really interesting. And when I was flipping through it, it has some pretty cute little like illustrations also like throughout it. So yeah, I'm definitely, hello plane. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one, and it is just, I just can't get over how tiny and cute this book is. And next I picked up a book that is a middle grade book that I'm probably going to save for middle grade March, and it's one that I've heard so much about that I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. That book is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I made a little mistake when I bought the book. I accidentally bought the large print edition. Oops. So yeah, the print is very big, but that's okay. It's fine. So yeah, this is a middle grade book that so many people have talked about and have said that they really enjoyed, that they've compared it to Harry Potter and all that. So I figured I'm gonna give it a shot. The second book is already out. What was that one called? Wondersmith or something like that. But it's about a young girl named Morgan who is cursed, and basically her town blames her for like every bad thing that happens. And also she is supposed to die on her 11th birthday, I believe it is. Yes, she is doomed to die on her 11th birthday. But then this guy, Jupiter, let's get it right. Jupiter North appears and takes her to this magical land called Nevermore. And to stay there, she has to kind of go through these trials and these like difficult tasks to be able to stay. So it deals with that, and it does sound really cool. I have to admit, it sounds like a fun story. And I'm thinking that the hype is real, but we shall find out. And then the last fiction book that I picked up is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. I have never read Diane Setterfield, but I've heard good things about her writing. This one, again, is one that I've heard a lot of people talk about this past year. A lot of people have read it, and I feel like mostly the reviews have been good that I've seen, so I decided to pick it up. And it deals with this man and this little girl who show up at this inn one day. They believe that the little girl is dead, but then hours later, I believe, she comes back to life. They have no idea who she is, who the man is that's with her, and she cannot speak or anything like that and tell them who she is. And so they're trying to figure out who this little girl is, where she came from, and how it is that she came back to life. So it sounds very like magical, and very kind of fairy tale like, atmospheric. So I'm not sure when I will actually read this. It'll just have to be like when the time is right. So then the last two books that I picked up are nonfiction books, and the first one is Songs of the Doomed, The Gonzo Papers Volume 3, More Notes on the Death of the American Dream by Hunter S. Thompson. You know I love me some Hunter S. Thompson. So yeah, this is just more of the same with him, basically. This one, though, it sounds like it spans from stuff that he's written from 1950 to 1990. So there is stuff from Hell's Angels in here. There's stuff from, I'm assuming, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There will be little snippets of that in here. His various writings about like presidential elections and things like that throughout that time. So yeah, it's just more of Hunter S. Thompson's commentary on America and our political system and all of that good stuff. So yeah. And then the last book that I got is another nonfiction, and it's called All That Remains, A Renowned Forensic Scientist on Death, Mortality, and Solving Crimes by Soooo Black. I picked this up because it just sounds really fascinating. Soooo Black is a forensic scientist, and this book is like part memoir because she talks about like the first time she dissected a body. So it's just like deals with things that she's dealt with in her career, and also she gives you a lot of information just about identifying bodies and just death in general, which is very morbid sounding, I know, but to me, it's also very fascinating. So this will probably be a great read for Nonfiction November next year. All right, guys, so those are all the books that I bought on Book Outlet during their Black Friday sale. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, which ones you think I should prioritize. Like I said, Gun Love is like at the top of my list. I really want to get to that one. But if any of these other ones are like, wow, really good, like, you need to let me know. But anyways, I hope that you guys are having a great week, and I will talk with you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.